A teenage gamer fell asleep during one of his gaming sessions the day before and woke up beneath a tree. To his amazement, he finds himself wearing gleaming metal armor. He starts to surmise that he's probably involved in the game in some way. The armor he is donning is representative of the kind of armor worn by the Holy Knight in the game. He chooses to call himself Ark, his in-game moniker. Now that he has reached his maximum numbers, he chooses to see how powerful he is. With a maneuver known as the Wyvern Slash, he can take down many trees with a single swipe. Like a true gamer, he considers applying his skills. Ark is unaware of whether he is within the game or whether all that is happening is genuine. When his stomach growls to let him know that he needs food, he is still thinking about this. Then, he must locate a location where he may obtain food and cash. He tries to teleport himself, but ultimately falls off a cliff. He realizes that in order to properly teleport to the desired area, he must have visited it at least once. Even better, he has to be able to see where he is going. He then decides to employ the Dimension Move, one of his talents. He can see short distances and teleport there thanks to it. Ark is excited by all of his powers, and he displays his joy with a dance motion. When Ark approaches a lake, he gets the shock of his life. When his helmet is removed, he is nearly completely exposed. During the video game, he recalls selecting an avatar that looked like a skeleton. He understands that if others see him in this light, they will go crazy. He comes to the conclusion that he won't remove his armor or helmet in public. As soon as he gets to the closest town, everyone starts focusing on him. But it's not their fault. They had never seen someone like Ark, a knight in gleaming silver armor. He is quite interested in a roasted meat that he sees, but there isn't any money. To quench his need, he has to obtain money. He encounters an elf girl as he passes through an alley. He makes an attempt to follow her, but he becomes lost. He is hurt since he has always loved elves and longs to get to know one. Ark wanders around in search of a guild. He may earn money this way and use it to purchase the items he desires. As soon as he steps inside, he requests to obtain a mercenary license. He is told that in order to be officially registered as a mercenary, he must do a few missions. Prior to registering, he had to hunt a predetermined amount of monsters. Ark needs to carry some kind of documentation with him. This excites Ark, and he sets off to finish the assignment. He goes into the forest to pursue some wild pigs. He slashes down an orc he rushes into with a single blow. While returning, he witnesses some bandits intimidating a girl and her maid. It looks like the girl is a noble. With a single swipe of his blade, Ark enters the fray and eliminates half of the robbers. He also takes down the other goons who attempt to flee. In order to ensure the girl's safety, he returns. Lauren de Louvierte, a member of the Louvierte family, is the aristocratic girl. After plundering the bandits, Ark burns their corpses. The girls are then escorted back to a place he knows would keep them secure. Ark travels to the guild in order to bring the evidence of the monsters he has slain. When the attendant finds out that he finished the task that day, she is taken aback. Upon inspecting it, the attendant discovers that Ark failed to remove the runestone belonging to the orc. He removes it and hands it to Ark. He tells him that the stone may be used to create weapons and magical objects. Ark is delighted to receive his license card. Now he may look for employment postings on the notice board. Ark orders the meal he has been craving and rents an inn. When he's alone himself, he can remove his helmet, and he may now eat till he is satisfied as a result. Now that he is content with his life, he stays at the window and bursts out laughing. To keep hidden and avoid drawing attention to himself, Ark has made the decision to accept menial tasks. He takes on the work of a girl who is harvesting herbs in the wild and needs a guard. The girl is shocked to discover a knight at her doorway when Ark soon arrives in her community. That a knight would take on that type of work was beyond belief to her. Marka is the name the girl gives herself, and Helena is her sister. Together, the two set off into the wilderness. Marka was asked by Ark why she is rushing to get the plants. She does not want her mother to return home without seeing her. She discloses that their mother has been taking care of everything after their father passed away. Before he passed away, her father enjoyed gathering herbs, and she is only doing this to try to support her mother. Marka's desire to assist her mother impresses Ark. Marka begins gathering the necessary flowers and herbs. When Ark sees movement in the jungle, he warns Marka to exercise caution. Upon further investigation, he discovers an injured fox known as a kitsune. Ark discovers that the kitsune is only maintaining its defensive posture because it is injured. The fox is healed by Ark using his healing powers. The fox instantly takes a like to Ark and does not want to be apart from him. Her name is then Pana by Ark. Pana bounces around on the knight's shoulders, perhaps enjoying the name. In the meantime, there have been rumors going around the community about a huge creature living in the forest. When Marka's mother returns home at that same moment, she discovers that her daughter has gone into the forest. A massive basilisk encounters Ark, Marka, and Panta back in the jungle. Panta's response suggests that the basilisk is the source of her injury. Just before the creature is ready to harm Marka, Ark intervenes to save her. Poisonous fog erupts from the monster's lips. Based on the characteristics of the basilisk, it appears that it may even petrify its victims in addition to spewing toxic fog and possessing claws that can paralyze. Ark concludes that he must handle the beast with extreme caution. He calls upon his shield to protect himself. In addition to fighting the beast, he must defend the female. It seems like he has a lot of work ahead of him. The beast keeps up its vicious assault. Ark then dispatches the beast with a single swipe, using a talent called Judgment. Even he is shocked that he can take down the monster with a single blow. Mark is taken aback by the Ark's strength and power. She is eager to inform the locals of Ark's victory over a formidable creature. But Ark isn't interested in that. He asks Mark to keep it between them private, and she grants him permission. A ring that Ark discovers around Basilisk's leg vanishes. Shortly after, Ark promises Mark that he would shoot the wild boar and offer it to the locals when he finds one in the distance. When they return to the hamlet with the boar as a gift, the locals are taken aback by its immense size. The locals are to split the meat among themselves. When Marka's mother finds out about her daughter's arrival, she bolts from the house. She simply gives her a hug and expresses her joy that Marka is still alive rather than reprimanding her. Ark expresses regret for not getting her permission before escorting Marka into the forest. However, Marka's mother doesn't appear to be upset about it. Marka's mother is informed by Ark that she has an amazing daughter. The people are subsequently led astray by Ark into believing that there are no monsters in the forest. Marka wonders whether she would get to see him again as he is leaving, looking extremely sad. Ark replies he could run into him again later and heads out. Panta now travels with him, therefore she goes with him. Later on, we witness other troops fighting another basilisk and ultimately victorious over it, albeit they have lost around a dozen men in the process. It turns out that the basilisk is not a natural occurrence, but rather a specimen. The commanding commanders are shocked to find another basilisk that seems to have been taken out with a single stroke. They come to the conclusion that the basilisk's killer had to be either the devil or a supernatural entity. Ark is sipping a cup of something in his room and relaxing. The following scene shows Ark taking out a bunch of outlaws within their underground refuge. When he's finished, he discovers that the bandits have a large quantity of gold coins within the cave. For him, this is an extra benefit. Glancing around, he discovers that the cave has cages, but they are empty. In another scene, we witness Triton, the ruler of Dinto, losing his mind over the fact that his plot to kill Lauren Louviert did not work out. When Celsica, his assistant, arrived to deliver this news, Triton was baffled as to how a bunch of outlaws had avoided killing a little child. It appears that Triton is also aware of the basilisks. He is among those who released the creatures. When he finds out that the two creatures they released have already died, he gets angry again. It appears that Prince Decaris and Triton are collaborating, Prior to parting ways with Celsica, Triton inquires about his kid, Eudolon. It appears that Eudolon has vanished from the castle. When Ark emerges from the cave back to the bandits' stronghold, the previous elf girl attacks him. She thinks that Ark is one of the robbers that are stealing elves. When she notices Ponta holding Ark, she draws her sword. She says that Ponta is a spiritual beast, and that Ark must be a nice man for her to be with him. She expresses regret for hitting him without first posing any inquiries. Ark informs the elf girl that he has also been taking down robbers in the vicinity. Regretfully, he hasn't shown as an imprisoned elf. The market value of elves is great, hence this must be the cause of elves being taken captive. The girl declines Ark's offer to help her in her quest to find her relatives. She informs Ark that she doesn't require human assistance because the situation is elven in nature. With that, she walks away. But Ark isn't prepared to give up. He is not prepared to let go of this elf girl, who he is talking to for the first time. In an effort to locate the girl, Ark ventures into an elf woodland the next day. He notices several bandits abducting and intimidating young elves from a distance. Eudolon is the bandit commander and the one who treats the females in the most cruel manner possible. Ark can't watch the children suffer any longer, so he makes the decision to step in. Just as he opens his mouth to reveal his identity, the elven girl materializes and confronts the robbers. With no compassion, she begins to take down the bandits. In an effort to persuade the elven girl to give up, Eudolon chooses to hold the children captive. She is forced to give up in order to stop Eudolon from murdering the children. At that moment, Ark utilizes his ability to teleport to sneak up on Eudolon and deal a severe hit to his body. This allows the female to get better and get rid of the others in the group. After smashing through the cage, Ark frees the children. The elven girl understands that in order to keep the children from utilizing their spirit power, the bandits have placed a mana-eating collar around their necks. To remove the collars and break the spell surrounding them, one must possess great expertise and strength. The girl is shocked when Ark uses his power to lift the curse without even using a spell. He lifts the curse and takes off their neck collars. In addition, he heals all of the female's scars with his healing power. The elven girl realizes that Ark is not your typical hero. The whispering fowl, a spirit creature, is then summoned by the elven girl to convey a message on her behalf. She tells Danka, one of her associates, that she has just saved some children, and that they should come get them. A little while later, other individuals show up to take the children away. When the elven girl notices a human assisting the elves, she is astonished. The pair proceeds to present one another. Arian is the elven girl. She is an elf warrior. Arian received a telegram at that very moment stating that Dinto is home to the bandits' headquarters. Ark responds in the affirmative when she asks if he's available for hiring. They are transported to Dinto in close proximity by Ark using his teleportation abilities. After that, the two stroll into the town and run into Danka. Ark is taken aback to see Danka is a severe-looking man. They eat together, but due to his condition, Ark is unable to remove his helmet. Danka is having some meat skewers, which he savors. Danka shares what he has learned, coming to the conclusion that they will have to wait until dusk to execute their plan. Ark apologizes and announces that he will be gone for 60 minutes. Later, they will reassemble. Ark then proceeds to purchase every food and beverage item on his list. He and Panta have a great supper while seated in a dimly lit alley. Danka asks Arian if they can trust Ark while he's gone, and she responds in the affirmative. Had it not been for Ark, the bandits would have taken her. We find out that Arian has a younger sister called even via their chat. She also appears to be a highly strong warrior. She is more powerful than Arian. The party gets together again, not too long after, to figure out how to get inside the bandits' headquarters. They observe what looks to be a ninja on the roof behind them as they are formulating this strategy. Ark is instructed by Arian to transfer them to the building's top so they may enter covertly. Danka is taken aback by how powerful Ark's teleportation spell is. Arian pushes herself up against a tiny roof-mounted window. Ark teleports himself and Danka into the attic after leaving her to finish worrying. When she saw that Ark could have easily transported them into the attic, she became enraged. As they enter the living quarters, they discover to their amazement that several of the bandits had been killed while they were asleep. The perpetrator must still be inside the premises since it appears fresh. They choose to divide up in order to look for any hints. Ark goes into another chamber and confronts the ninja. It sounds like she is a female based on the ninja's voice. The fact that Ark is aware of what a ninja is surprises the ninja. She hands Ark a paper that he and his allies will find very helpful. After admitting that she couldn't find what she was looking for, the ninja departs. She informs Ark that 2 more elves are being detained at Triton's palace before departing. In order to present Danka and Arian the paper, Ark locates them. The paper demonstrates Triton's involvement in the slave trade. Ark tells outright falsehoods when Arian asks him how he got to know about the paper. He's not sure how to break the news to the two that he's located a ninja. Before heading to Triton's castle, they decide to wrap things up here. They soon encountered other bandits and had to battle them. The 3 of them battle their way down to the basement of the building, where they discover the elves being held hostage. Ark teleports them out of there after they save the girls. When they reach a secure area, he takes off the horrible collar around their necks. Ark and Arian will have to do the mission since Danka has to return the children to their community. They are subsequently transported to Triton's castle by Ark. The ninja girl and what looks to be her companion are later seen standing far away. She states that she hopes to meet Ark shortly. Ark and Arian teleport to the roof, while Triton is occupied having fun with the females. Udelin, who is also there in the room, has informed his father of all that transpired. His father believes that he failed by letting the nameless person beat him. He attempted to explain to his father that the knight is a beast, but he would not listen. Ark and Arian have a plan to enter the castle covertly, but as soon as a guard spots them on the roof, their plan is thwarted. On whose roof is a guard posted? Nevertheless, the pair enters the castle without being apprehended. When his assistant tells Triton that there is an intruder, he doesn't seem to mind. He is so sure of his safety since he has so many guards. At that moment, Triton feels the pain of Arian's kick as she and Ark enter the room. When Udelin sees the pair, he too freezes. When he tries to flee, Ark corners him up against a wall. When he strikes the wall to frighten him, a secret room is revealed when the wall splits up on the opposite side. Because she thinks that humans breached the treaty first, Arian doesn't feel guilty about what is occurring. While Ark is occupied looking inside the hidden room, Arian is busy dealing with the new guards. After finishing, she chooses to see how Ark is doing. She discovers that gold bars and gold coins are everywhere in the room. Ark is in the throes of plunder. Arian immediately accepts Ark's explanation without question. By taking the bandits' money, you can stop them from forming another group in the future. This was Ark's justification to Arian. Sounds like a reasonable justification, though. They discover the castle is on fire when they depart from it. Since they denied doing it, someone else had to have. It turns out that the culprit is the ninja girl. With all the things he discovered in the hidden room, Ark is essentially extremely wealthy. The little sum Arian promised him in exchange for his aiding her is still his. Then Arian tells Ark that she wants him to keep being her helper. She desires for him to go with him to the elf settlement. Ark is curious if they'll let him stay at their house. He is reassured by Arian that they are ready to travel with just permission from the town's chief and elder. Ark won't be able to take off his armor, which is the main issue. He is instructed to take off his armor, and Arian swears she won't pull her sword on him. Ark takes off the helmet to display his skeletal appearance, fulfilling Arian's pledge. This shocks Arian, but she does not pass judgment on Ark and suggests that he may indeed be afflicted by a curse. Ark tells himself he's not under any sort of curse. He just selected this as his avatar when he was playing his preferred video game. Aryan assures him that the elves would keep his secret secure, and the elder may even know how to help him break the spell. We now see King Carlin gathering with his children in Olav, the capital city of the Rodden Kingdom. The first boy is named Sekt. The second son is named Dakaris. The third kid is named Uriana. She is the sole girl present at the conference. Right now, the other female youngster is not present. Later on, more details about it. He summons them to talk about Dinto's attack and Triton's house being destroyed by the elves. According to Sekt, there have been persistent accusations that Triton is complicit in the kidnapping and sale of elves to the Eastern Empire. They must have thought that the pact they signed many years before was breached, which is why they assaulted him. Daiquiri, on the other hand, believes Triton is right, and he encourages his brother to speak because of what he has heard. Father is informed by Uriarna that they need to set up a meeting with the elves right away to let them know that all that transpired was a misunderstanding. They must take this action in order to evade international attention. The monarch instructs Uriarna to proceed to Limbold in order to arrange a rendezvous with the elves. Limbold is a commercial town, a hub for commerce, and the location of diplomatic gatherings. On the other side, Ark and Arian are still traveling to the elves' settlement. That evening, Arian enjoys some cuddling time with Panta, while Ark ventures into the jungle to get food. The next morning, Uriarna comments about how happy she is to see Siriana, her sister who previously wed into the Limbold family. Ark and Arian reach the elf settlement shortly after that. They landed in a village known as Lalatoya. Ark must wait outside until Arian returns with permission, but she is permitted to enter when she requests an audience with the elder. Arian eventually shows up to let Ark know that he may now enter the settlement after a long, dull day. He is brought to the elder's house by Arian. The elder presents himself and Glenys, his spouse. Ark can tell that the two are Arian's parents based just on their same last name. You had the opportunity to speak, girl. Since elves have extended lifespans, the two are unsure of their actual ages once more. Dylan gives Ark credit for assisting his daughter, but he disapproves of Arian's attack on a noble family. Ark stands up for her, claiming that all she did was for her family. Dylan explains that during the general meeting, he will have to talk about everything with the other elders. As they all have supper together, Ark is reluctant to take off his helmet. Dylan reassures him that he should be at ease because Arian has already let them know about his situation. After taking off his helmet, Ark eats a satisfying dinner. Before going to bed, he even removes all of his armor to display his entire skeletal body. When Ark awakens the next morning, he discovers that Dylan and Arian have left for their meeting in Maple, the capital of the elves. As Glenys and Ark travel around the town, she tells them that during the previous conflict, the elves have splintered into smaller villages. There are around 4,000 elves living in the settlement right now. Arfik even spots a few of the females he previously assisted in rescuing. Ark consents when Glenys asks to have a training session with her. She wants to know if the person going with her kid is capable of keeping her safe. In the meanwhile, the elders have decided to meet with the humans and carry out secret operations to rescue their trapped relatives. Glenys says that Arian learned what she knows from her, and that she is a respectable fighter. The training session starts, and despite all of Ark's skills, he could not even hope to compete against Glenys. He realizes that he just possesses the powers without understanding how to use them. It's time he learned how to use the sword and his other powers effectively. Maple is about to be left by Dylan and Arian when her sister jumps her from behind. Even had been missing Arian terribly and is overjoyed to see her. Hearing that her sister is getting married surprises Arian. Even has never been the typical homemaker and has always been well known for her involvement in the military. Arian returns to Lolatoya with her father after spending some time with her sister. After finishing his practice with Glenys, Ark gets in the bath to refresh up. Soon, the family gets together for supper. Dylan tells Ark about the elders' choice at supper. They have made the formal decision to choose Ark to assist Arian in her quest to expose the dishonest people. Ark is wealthier than all of them put together, therefore money won't change anything. They've decided to assist him in lifting his curse. They inform him about the lake that's close to the Dragon Lord's residences. There is a kind of huge tree that grows there that is unusual. But there are ghosts that live there, and the Dragon Lord will deal with anybody who disturbs them. For humans, the location is extremely perilous. But if an elf makes the arrangements, they ought to get authorization before entering. Ark takes this as payment for his services after that. Ark discovers that night that he possesses the uncursed power. He chooses to give it a go. He applies the magic on his hand, and it instantly becomes flesh. But the hand reverts to its typical skeletal structure. He makes many attempts at the magic, but nothing changes. Ark suddenly understands that the curse requires a long-term solution, and that his magic can only lift it momentarily. On the other hand, he knows roughly what his physique looks like now. Ark and Arian set out on their adventure to Olav shortly afterward. It comes to Arian's attention throughout their travels that Ark is afraid of bugs. To relax and eat, the two find an inn. Since it's a quick way to get to Olaf, Arian suggests that they take the shortcut through the forest. An attendant overhears them in the midst of their conversation. She advises them not to go into the forest, since there have been rumors that some areas of it are being overrun by ghostly wolves. When Arian finds out there are animals to be faced, she becomes even more eager to travel the woodland road. Princess Uriana is seen departing the palace for Limbold the next day. Since the mission is intended to be kept secret, she chooses not to bring much protection with her. Additionally, Ark and Arian are traveling through the forest. Arian explains that she persisted on going through the forest because she wanted to give her sister the wolf tails as a present. They see a group of haunting wolves shortly after that. The pack leader is in charge of the wolves at all times. They're struggling with the wolves until Ark spots the leader out in the distance. He pursues the leader of the group. But the beasts seem to be up to the challenge as well. Ark discovers the same magic ring that he saw on the basilisk surrounding the wolf's leg while he fights the animal. After Ark successfully breaks the ring, the wolf begins acting more submissively, which is unexpected. The pack leader gives the all clear to break apart. Prior to them having a chance to examine it more closely, the magical ring vanishes. After defeating the wolves, Arian packs them and begins to bleed them to remove the blood from their bodies, so that their fur would grow well. In the meantime, Uriarna is driving down the route that goes through the woodland with Ferna by her side. They are suddenly attacked by some assassins. Along with killing every guard, the assassin gang also murders the princess and her helper. When Ponta becomes aware of bad activity, she notifies Ark. Arian is told to wait for Ark as he looks at the issue. When Ark gets there, the wicked guys are still thinking about the brutal thing they just did. Unaware that she is a princess, he sees the princess laying on the ground. Based on her clothes, he can tell that the girl is highborn. Ark considers using his regenerative power and cast charms upon the fallen victims. The spell will work as long as there isn't significant physical injury, and the victim hasn't passed very recently. He must complete the regeneration process as soon as possible, though, for the bandits are already attacking him. At that moment, the wolves from the afterlife emerge from the forest and confront the robbers. After taking out the robbers, the wolves depart. Ark then starts to heal the princess and his group with his regeneration magic. Ferna and the princess both benefit from the spell. When the princess opens her eyes, a picture of an angel is all that is seen while Ark is busy tending to the warriors. While most of the troops have recovered, several have already passed away. Uriarna is woken up by Ferna shortly after. The two are curious as to what become of them. Although Uriarna is certain they passed away, someone who seemed to be an angel brought them back to life. Uriarna comes to the conclusion that the incident was a heavenly miracle. She inspires her group to prepare for the adventure ahead by gathering their belongings. Now that the holy entity is on their side, nothing can stop them. While hiding far away, Ark finds out that Uriarna is a princess. When Ark finds Arian again, he hasn't told her about the princess's incident. The two arrive in Olav soon after. They witness a small child facing up against a mob of bullies on her own. When the girl looks around, she sees Ark. Ark looks closely and recognizes that the female with the ninja skills is the one he is staring at. The young woman identifies herself as Kiyomi and says she is a member of the Beast People. She is also one of the 6 ninjas of the Genshin clan. When Ark puts Genshin together, he learns that the Japanese word means shinobi. Kiyomi brings them somewhere else so they may continue their conversation. As Kiyomi discloses, she was taken aback when Ark referred to her as a ninja. Ninjas are something only their own people know about and are kept under wraps. From Ark's perspective, the name refers to a sly assassin from his homeland. Kiyomi goes on to say that her people's great founder was also from another planet. He lived around 600 years ago, which makes him a legend today. The fact that a Japanese person also ended up in this planet a few years ago surprises Ark. Then Kiyomi informs the pair that humans are also kidnapping her people. She's searching for them too. She then implores Ark to assist her. Ariani grants Ark permission when he begs for it. They'll work together to find the folks she's lost contact with. It turns out that Arian will be joining her in their united search for her missing family members. Meanwhile, Satrian, Daiquiri's aide, has alerted Daiquiris on the failure of their plan to assassinate Uriorna. Daiquiris is advised by him to go from the city and head to the safe home he has already set up for him. Chiyoung carries on with her tale about the great founder later on. Hanzo is his name, she explains. He began his career as a spy working for the Rivlon Empire. Then he gave himself up to the beast people who were oppressed under the empire. The Genshin clan was founded on this. Chiyoung brings the two to Etsat Market, the biggest slave market in the city. They intend to take the market by storm. Chiyoung becomes excited when Ark shows that he can utilize teleportation magic. Hanzo is rumored to be skilled at space-time ninjutsu. In addition, Kiyomi has allies prepared to invade other slave markets and liberate the people enslaved there. Ark purchases a mask later that evening and dons it prior to their encounter with Kiyomi. Kiyomi arrives with a burly man she introduces as Gomen. In addition, he is a ninja. Ark can infer that Gomen and Kiyomi are not their true names based on Gomen's name. The ninja names are their own, derived from the 6 most common ninja names. Gomen and Ark get along really well, which is odd for some strange reason. While Kiyomi, Panta, and Arian are on a different errand, Gomen and Ark break into the market to create a distraction. Gomen and Ark terrorize each and every guard. To intimidate and wipe out the guards, they employ various magic spells. When Dakaris learns that the slave markets are on fire, he orders Cetrian to dispatch additional soldiers. He already had too much loss to be ready to lose any more. Kiyomi and Arian sneak into the slave market to release the beast people who are being kept hostage there, while Gomen and Ark are busy eliminating the bandits. A group of beast people are unleashed and gathered at the hall. Ark and the girls then get together to continue their quest further into the subterranean tunnels. It is up to Gomen to contain the bandits. They liberate more beast people who are being imprisoned underground. Before long, they reach a certain cell and discover within that are the corpses of the fallen beast people. It is up to Ark and Arian to comfort Kiyomi once she starts crying. Ark then lets everyone out of the tunnels using his teleportation ability. Returning to help Gomen, he eliminates the remaining bandits. They eliminate the bandits with ease thanks to their well-planned onslaught. After that, Ark goes back into the tunnels and utilizes his strength to remove every last corpse so that it may be interred in a suitable manner. When Arian gains control of the procession, she burns the corpses and sends the departed souls to paradise using her fire power. That is when Kiyomi makes her pledge to become stronger in order to save others from passing away. Daiquiris discovers later that the slave markets have been completely destroyed. In a fit of rage, he resolves to conduct his own investigation. Just as he turns to exit the room, Cetrian stabs him. At that moment, Sect walks into the room, revealing to us that Cetrion has been employed by Sect. Sect is in complete control of everything, and even has the support of the Empire. The two then pretend that he killed the princess by placing one of Urarna's necklaces in the room. The princess as well, but the two are unaware of this. This advances Sect's chances of becoming the next monarch by one. Next, Kiyomi and Gomen bid Ark and Arian farewell for their assistance. She then informs Arian that the Holy Rivlon Empire is home to the elves that were abducted a few months prior. However, Uriana has arrived at Limbold safely and is greeted by her sister. Since Sect has previously declared her dead, her sister is taken aback when she sees her. Sect claims that Daiquiri's was the mastermind behind everything. This surprises Uriana, who begins to worry that her brother may be involved as well. Subsequently, she instructs her sister not to disclose her existence to anybody. She plans to stay dead, so she may do her goal without being noticed. She must talk to the elves right now. Ark and Arian set out for the Empire shortly after that. Emperor Domitianus is now aware of all that is going on in the Rodin Kingdom, while he is in the Empire. Since the Empire is responsible for everything, the Emperor is happy about this. If Sect becomes king, it will greatly benefit the Empire. The Emperor will always have the last say over him. The Empire appears to have one more trick in her sleeve. They employ a man by the name of Fumba, and it looks like he's a really dangerous man. Soon after arriving at their destination, Ark and Arian notice a large group of wyverns soaring around. Arian and Dunca's contact has stopped since the horde has prevented the whispering birds from flying. Ark makes a lightning field and utilizes it to drive the wyverns away in order to get rid of them. An elf who is seated in the distance has seen everything that has transpired. He records all of this in his notepad. Before long, the two reach a town where they pause to decide what to do next. The elf who had been observing them approaches them. He says, "My name is Karsi." Arian is shocked to find an elf in the town who is not wearing an ear protection. Karsi informs the two that he has been a resident of the town for more than 10 years and that everyone there adores him. Even though Arian finds it extremely difficult to accept, there is no ill will between them. After that, Karsi informs the two that he researches the biology of monsters. In return for their assistance in capturing a certain specimen, he will give them the map of the Empire. In addition, he is ready to provide them a book that contains all of his knowledge about monsters. Ark is eager to assist Karsi and has a strong interest in this book. They really need the map, so Arian offers to help as well. Karsi gives the pair his location for their early meeting. That evening, while staying at an inn, Arian and Ark consume a drink that sends them into a state of vertigo. Arian is always saying that humans and elves cannot cohabit. She thinks that because humans have always treated them poorly, they will never change. They meet up with Karsi the next morning. They venture into the arid region. Karsi informs Ark and Arian that sandworms are his intended prey. The wagon is suddenly flung off the ground by the sandworm, who emerges from the sand. Arian attempts using fire to fight it, but it is unsuccessful. Arian is about to be eliminated by the sandworm, but Ark intervenes and saves her. He provides a chance for everyone to avoid the area. When Ark pulls the massive sandworm and smashes it to the ground, everyone is taken aback. The magical ring is discovered to be tied to the worm's body as well, but it is destroyed when Ark crushes it into the ground. To get the worm ready for transit, Karsi and his friends nod it. Then, as promised, he gives the map and the book to the two of them. There will come a moment when humans and elves can coexist peacefully, as Karsi promises Arian. He tells him that an elf has been married to the Lord of Lambert. The more astonished Arian was by this. The Emperor's emissary later pays Fumba a visit at his hiding place. If everything is proceeding according to plan, the Emperor wants to know. Fumba leads the envoy to a massive opening in the center of the structure. Although we are not allowed to view what is being held inside, it seems like Fumba has been providing the animal with a number of humans that he has been able to catch. The enchanted rings seem to be tied to the monster as well. Ark and Arian reach the border town of Kizek shortly after that. It is official they have arrived in the Holy Rivlon Empire. Arian recommends that they break off and meet again later to obtain additional information. Ark intervenes when he witnesses three guys intimidating a woman. He rescues the girl by taking down the goons. When Arian gets there, the girl is still giving Ark a hug. The girl becomes scared and swiftly flees when she makes a scary look. Tell me not that Arian is starting to feel envious. We find out later that the thugs are employed by Fumba. Fumba is enraged because the thugs did not bring any people so his monsters may have something to eat. Instead, he chooses to feed them to the beasts. Not long later, Ark is brought to a stronghold by Arian. She discloses that she had reliable information that the elves who were abducted 4 months prior had been brought to the stronghold. Arian is optimistic, but Ark is not sure whether any elves will survive. Arian is still not speaking with Ark as much as she used to, just to add some spice. Most likely, she still feels jealous of the girl. She declines to identify the source of her information regarding the stronghold. They enter the stronghold and quickly discover that they are imprisoned underneath. Even now, they are still attempting to determine what is going on when Fumba emerges from the shadows. Despite being surprised to discover the two at his hiding place, he does not appear alarmed. Abruptly, he gives Arian the order to assault Ark, and she complies. Arian keeps hitting Ark hard, acting as though she doesn't even know him. When Ark attempts to cast the uncurse spell on her, it fails. Arian finds herself in some kind of dream state, but in reality, she is about to terminate Ark. During the brawl, Ark notices something in Arian's hood. He tells Panta to get in there and investigate. Panta is able to fish out an imp that has lodged itself into Arian's clothes. Panta evicts the imp, and Ark destroys it with fire. Arian faints after she is relieved of the imp controlling her. It turns out that Fumba was controlling the imp as well. Fumba then reveals that he is a monster tamer. He makes monsters and beasts do everything and anything he wants. Fumba set loose some monsters for them to eliminate Ark. Ark then decides to ask Fumba what happened to the elves that were brought to the fortress. Fumba nonchalantly tells Ark that he has fed them to his monsters. Ark is so furious when he hears this. He has always been trying to keep his cool since the time he arrived in this world. He promises to make Fumba's life a hell for what he did to the elves and every other innocent soul. Fumba sends his monsters after Ark, but he kills every one of them. One of the monsters makes it to where Arian is. The monster is about to terminate her when Kiyomi suddenly arrives and saves her. Kiyomi was Arian's informant, but she decided not to tell Ark because she was still angry at him. Kiyomi is also accompanied by other ninjas, including Gomen. Fumba tries to send more monsters after the group, but he soon realizes that he is out of monsters to spare. Just then, the whole building starts shaking to its core. Fumba's ultimate monster is about to make its way out of its hole. Ark manages to teleport the group out of there before the building comes down on them. The creature surfaces out of the rubble, and Ark is stunned when he realizes that what they will be going against is a Hydra. The Hydra is named the Destroyer of Nations because of its ability to level a whole town in minutes. The Hydra shoots an energy blast at Ark, Kiyomi, and Iriane, but Ark manages to bring up his shield to protect them and give him enough time to transport the team to another location. Fumba sees this, and he is already rejoicing that the team is as good as dead. Fumba is so happy because there is practically no one that can stop him while he is controlling the Hydra. Fumba then tells the monster to head to the nearest town and eat everyone in it. Fumba does not even care that the town is under the Empire's jurisdiction. Ark and his comrades safely make it to a safe location. Kiyomi is surprised that Ark could protect them from the monster's breath. The breath alone is known to level a whole fortress. As they discuss this, Arian wakes up, and she is filled with rage. She reveals that she heard everything Fumba said. She was in a dream state, but she could still hear everything everyone was saying. Arian is going for vengeance, and she plans to eliminate Fumba. Ark then suggests that Kiyomi and Arian find Fumba while he tries to do something about the Hydra. The Hydra is about to make its way into the town when Ark jumps in front of it. Fumba is shocked to see that Ark is still alive. Ark starts to battle the Hydra without fear. He manages to cut off the Hydra's heads, but it starts to regrow again. This is expected, actually, so Ark remains unfazed. Ark creates a magic circle, and he summons the infernal demon Ifrit. Everyone, including Fumba, is shocked to see the fiery demon. Kiyomi and Arian find Fumba. Arian manages to get into Fumab's head by calling him a weak person. This infuriates Fumba, because he has always been called weak all his life. Fumba tries to bewitch Arian with the imp again, but Arian sees through him this time around. Before Fumba could do anything else, Kiyomi gets behind him and destroys the markings on his back. The markings allow him to control the monsters. Arian goes after Fumba, and she eliminates him with a blue flame. On the other hand, Ark and the demon manage to defeat the Hydra. The demon destroys the beast by blowing its hot breath on it and turning it into fiery dust. Ark then regroups with the girls after he has successfully eliminated the five-headed beast. Ark assures everyone that the demon will disappear in the next couple of minutes. Danka soon sends a report that Yuri Arna has met with the elven elders, and they have made a deal. The princess has assured the elves that Rodden Kingdom will take responsibility for everything that happened. She then begs the elves for their support in sitting on the throne. Her brother is not fit to rule, so that makes her the last candidate for the job. She promises to always protect the elves, and the deal sounds more than good to the elder. Later on, Sekid finds out that his sister is alive. The emperor is also informed that Fumba is dead. That is not a problem because he has shown them how to use the magical rings to control monsters. However, the emperor is concerned about the fellow who killed the Hydra. In the next scene, Ark unconsciously removes his helmet when Kiyomi is around. She jumps out of fear, but Arian assures her that everything is fine. She reveals that Ark is just suffering from a curse. They have plans to visit the Lord's Crown to find a way to undo the curse, now that there is no mission or task for them to do.